Okay, let's dive into this great movie that everybody's talking about called The Deliverance. Let's see if it really delivered or did it not deliver. So, this movie, as you just saw, gave some moments where there was some chills that stood out in the movie that made you jump, things that go bump in the night. I got a few of those. So, but the movie did lackluster overall to me, being a true horror fan. But if you're not a true horror fan, it could give you the thrills and chills that you're looking for. Let's talk about it. First of all, the movie starts off as a family of five moving into a house that they did not know was haunted. The lead character, Andrea Day, did an amazing job as the mother, troubled mother with alcohol problems and other problems that she had in the movie. And because she had all those problems, her mother, Glenn Close, ended up moving into the home to help the family financially and spiritually. While they're in the home, things started happening where things really was going bump in the night. The children were being abused by some unforeseen demonic force or something. They were being choked. They were levitating. They were they were being hurt. Uh, and no one knew why. Because of the bruises and stuff that this demon or whatever was doing to the children were being hurt, and the mother was being blamed for all of the abuse. That's where Glenn Close comes in and tells the mother, and Glenn Close is the grandmother. She comes in and she's living with the mother and sees what's going on with all these horrible things that this entity is doing and causing the family, that she needed to get closer with God. She was not close with God because of something that happened to her as a child that made her lose her faith. So, with all of that happening, things kept on happening. Things kept going bump in the night, and the children kept being terrorized in this movie. So, finally, Miss Jackson, the mother in the movie, takes her child to a hospital to be checked out. She knew something was wrong. And in the midst of that happening, the child was restrained to a bed. The restraints were broken by the child by some unforeseen force, and the child slid across the room. And lo and behold, walked backwards up the wall, y'all. That's exactly what you just seen in that clip. Um, Once that happens, the mother decides to break the child out of the hospital or take the child out of the hospital, and finally finds this priest that had been trying to tell her throughout the whole movie, or this reverend throughout the whole movie, that that house was possessed. A child had been killed there, and she thought that that child named Troy was trying to possess her child. So, of course, in your typical um, possession movies or and exorcism movies, they perform a exorcism on the child in the home, and everything happens what usually happens. The demon comes out, he changes into different people. He even changes into, by then, the dead grandmother, played by Glenn Close, comes back, really cheery with eerie with teeth and bald headed and chemo and all this other stuff she had going on because she had cancer as well. She made a heck of a demon, I'm going to tell you. And she said some things in here that seems to be the highlight of the movie. That part was funny. There is actually some funny moments in this movie, as well as a few chills and thrills. So it's a slow burner. It's worth checking out though, guys, because it is a true story. Yeah, Lee Daniels had to try to stay as close to the movie as he could. So maybe that's why it was a slow burn and not as scary as I would have liked it to have been. But with that being said, it's worth checking out because it is true stories and true events. Monique, Glenn Close, Andrea Day did their thing. Omar Epps came in for a few seconds. So yeah, Lee Daniels gave it his best shot, and it's not a great horror movie. It's not a bad horror movie, but check it out. It's definitely worth talking about. Let me know what you think below. Thanks.